scratch on him.
I may have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident Physica suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Waludas.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the Royalists, he took them to his grave. As did his men. Slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Waludas must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map? The Kingdom of Waloed claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of Ash. Yet warlike Waloed shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Waloed? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Waluda standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the Royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw, especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
Hey, Wendy Williams did that.
Wendy Williams?
Yeah.
Ah, my favorite. Very good. And how may I assist you today? Hypocrite Kupka took something.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Come to claim your just desserts? Come again. I may have more for you.
We're seeing troops amassing. Clearly, you're juggling a lot as First Lady, wife, mother, spokesman, alumni. How do you keep it all together? I...
Yeah, don't do it like that.
It has been
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
I'm never drinking again.
That's fucked
The
up.
white version.
I put that in hot water, broke on it, and made it luncheon. Senator Jeff Bowman
Ah,
and I
Clive,
to a
have you come seeking the gift of knowledge?
No,
Is that what you're doing?
to share mine, actually.
I was not expecting any questions, and
Hugo Kupka is dead.
when asked about gun violence, I simply spoke my mind.
Why?
So there was nothing premeditated.
Can it really be true?
Spoken to citizen, the
Look,
mother,
he's
not as
crying.
a first lady, but I had discovered that
He is. Big baby.
you don't really get to
And
make
with
that
good
decision.
reason, children.
So, Catherine then
These are
informed
tears
how
of
something
joy.
that
We must offer up a prayer to your parents
now.
in heaven with us. There shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merrymaking. Go, put away your things.
Tom and I are
All right.
excited about his agenda
Brilliant.
for the first 100 days.
Finally, a new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kupka fell, Ultima came to me. I need to know what he is. Have you learned anything?
Alas, no. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him with my own eyes.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others, he reveals naught.
That's why you came to DC.
We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do, my investigations shall continue.
Not necessarily. Someone's still paying the property tax.
It means a lot.
Browning and Reed.
Browning Reed? The private defense company? I thought they went out of business.
The public doesn't stop them from showing us $35,000 a year for an empty building.
I don't whatever else you can with Browning Reed. And if you own any other properties on it. Stella?
Yeah, there was a gas leak in the building earlier. I think DC United Gas checked it out and said it was okay.
Chuck, DC United doesn't check gas leaks. The fire department does.
I can't hear anything.
I'll come back. Just breathe. Hey. We're okay.
It's a routine gas leak explosion, right?
Right. Right. Okay. We're dead, so maybe we have the edge on that for once.
Somehow that doesn't make me feel better.
The only connection we have is Brown and Reed. Did we find out if they own any other properties?
After the class. They own 6 properties in North Dakota.
Anything closer?
Actually, very. 135 Columbia Road, Washington, D.C.
Guess I'm going to head next. Mr. President, my name is
Nothing
Carol.
escapes you,
I'm
Lady
from
Karen.
Philadelphia. I'm
It's true.
74 years old, and I'm on a fixed
Kupka is
income.
dead.
I've lived in the same apartment for 30 years, and because of gentrification,
looking
I
over
can't
our
afford to live in
shoulders
my
then.
neighborhood anymore. How are you going to help people like me?
Starting to get a crick in my neck.
Carol, thank you for asking.
Don't let it go to your head, though.
Recent studies have shown that housing prices have gone up exponentially over the last 2 years, especially in
And
our
what
cities.
can I do
I'm
for
sorry,
you?
sir. Can I stop you there?
And you tell me whatever you want to tell me, but if you don't start talking to me like a person instead of the President of the United States, we're never going to get through this.
Rubbing me
We'll just be
blind,
calling
you
in
know.
customer mode again. Carol from Philadelphia doesn't give a damn about academic surveys. She cares that she has to take 2 buses to find an affordable grocery store. And she wants to know that you care about that too.
I do, which is why I was referencing this study, because it shows that with specific zoning laws and small business incentives, local grocers can stay.
Look, you have the right answers, but tonight is about listening to people's concerns.
Focus on relating. No, I don't feel comfortable with that. The
Blackthorn.
bottom line is about me.
You have a moment.
What is it? I'm busy.
I wanted to tell you that
You want me to
Hugo
show that I
Cooper is
have a
dead.
grasp on all the topics, but not sound too focused, right?
Yes. And personalize every answer.
I can't tell you.
Personalize every answer.
How long I've
Anything
been
else?
waiting
If
to
you
hear
can
those
get this night
words.
instead, we can get to policy building.
This is it then.
Okay.
A new
Next
beginning.
question falls under the category of
you said.
expected unexpected.
Mr. President, thanks to the internet,
I'll try to live up to the
pornography
name.
addiction has become a big problem in my community. What are your thoughts on pornography, and how will you help
Nice.
to solve it?
Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
Do you want me to personalize
Life. What do you want?
President Kirkman begins his town hall in just a few minutes. What can we
Not bad.
expect?
If I do say so myself.
away from the White House setting, and the idea is to bring his agenda directly to the people, to showcase the more personal side of Tom Kirkman, and I'm eager to see if he can pull it off.
Thank you.
Mr. President,
You can thank me later.
what was it like becoming a president overnight?
That's a very difficult question for me to answer. Over 1,000 people died that evening. Many of whom I knew. Some I had talked to just that afternoon. But if I'm going to be completely honest, it was the scariest moment in my life. But I knew I wanted to serve my country, and that's what I did. And I'm committed to doing the best job possible.
Mr. President, we were also worried about you after you were shot. I'm surprised and elated to see you up and around so quickly. How are you feeling?
Anything else?
Yes. Thank you.
He cracked with Kristen too.
Thank you very much. I'm feeling much better. It only hurts when I breathe. Seriously. I feel lucky.
My name is Amy, and my question is, after all that's happened these past few months, what do I tell my children? Are we ever in mistakes again?
That's a very important question. If you don't mind, what are the names of your kids? Really? I had a difficult time explaining this to my kids too. But I think you have to be honest with Louis and Sarah and
I'm
acknowledge
telling
what's
you,
happened.
it's true.
And
I
tell them
heard
that
it
we've
from
got to get
Otto's
through
own
things
lips.
together.
Hugo Cooper
And when we do, we're better and stronger for it.
Mr. President, I was a factory worker for 27 years before the line closed down last year. I'm 54 years old. I don't think I have it in me to start a new career. How you going to bring back job like mine to Virginia?
What kind of factory did you work?
I was a semi-line foreman for a small appliance manufacturer.
My father and grandfather were both factory workers. I remember when I was a boy that I'm not here to speak about it. I'm here to speak about you. I'm very sorry that you lost your job, sir. But as to what I can do to help bring it back, the answer is nothing. It's gone for good. And if some politician told you otherwise, they were lying to you. And I won't do that.
Now, the reason why jobs like yours have disappeared isn't just because of cheaper labor in some other country. Primarily, it's technology. Technology allows one person to do what used to take 10. Now, that might be great for the economy, but it's not for you or your family. Now, a moment ago, Melissa asked me what it was like to become president overnight. And I told her it was the scariest moment of my life.
It doesn't even compare to what you're going through, sir. The fear of not knowing if you can provide for your family. Not since the Industrial Revolution has our economy gone through such a dynamic transformation. We need solutions. So here's what we're going to do. we're going to create a public works program that's going to deal with scaling infrastructure issues around the country. And anyone who has lost a manual labor manufacturing job in the last 4 years because of this changing economy, their names will go to the top of the list for these new jobs. But I also want to create programs at every public college and university across the country. So unemployed workers can become educated.
My blade yet so
That I think is the American government has a responsibility not just to the flesh, but to the opportunity.
Your feasting days are
Too slow.
I would also like to take a moment to pause and admit that somehow gun control is equal to the federal government coming into your home and taking your weapons away.
Those who kill for sport deserve no better.
We need to be doing everything we can to stop guns from falling into the hands of prior felons.
People dealing with serious mental health issues. People on terrorist watch.
Ready, go?
I mean, come on. We need to use
Run like the wind.
common sense. It's as simple as that. And I hate the fact that there is nothing I can say or do right now to ease Sandra's pain. But I can make her one promise. That I will do everything in my power to make sure that not one more American family has to experience her grief.
Yes? Standing here.
Straight home now.
Why do you want to be a lobbyist?
You leave a high White House position under a cloud. Let's say your options.
You didn't make I mean, I'll admit it's a little mysterious, but... Okay, then. Would you rather be on the inside?
Yes, I'm lobbying. Seems like a pretty good temp job.
everybody was hurt. That's the problem. Once you get used to that expense account, it's hard to go back. Washington needs you. It's a talented city.
I appreciate that. But, can you think of any other alternatives?
Yeah. What's coming?
Everybody come on in. That's it. Come on in, please take a seat. I want to thank you all for being here. Last night I spoke to specific policy issues, but I want you to know that I insist on you determining my own priorities. You'll see me do a few sort of determined priorities and provide.
Oh, that's why I ain't want to say the native survivor, because he's independent.
Okay, I'm there.
He's not aligned with Democrats or Republicans. So.
Especially as lobbyists that use compassion, operation, common sense. I'm not as naive as some of you think. And I'm not trying to minimize or oversimplify the incredible challenge that we will face. But as we begin our work here today, I would like us to move with the true spirit of partnership. Now, having said that, I'll go first. Senator Bowman, you and I have very different opinions on gun safety. I would like to make a pledge to you, sir, that I will work tirelessly with you until we reach a consensus, something we both need to agree to the you could lie me back. You just put the stick on here.
Yeah, and as of the first meeting, the president has some big ideas for the future, and so do we.
Our president made clear last night and again today that over the court district, we don't have it eye to eye about it. But he has to bring the issue out in the open. Chairman of the Senate Appropriations Committee on the issues to deal with 81 cases before the Congress, which strengthens federal background checks. As is home system. But in a spirit of bipartisan discussion, I'd like to put
We can't sit down and do that. We don't need to get this to leave and just sort of open
taking into the White House grounds where to get our declaration.
Find a compromise.
Be safe.
Okay, do we have anyone who could propose amendments? Because this bill has loopholes that require plain Who's the one that will figure out how to handle this development with Bowman?
I just read the bill. I can see why it didn't get out. It's going to put all the things right in the steps to use this out of
Playtime for the pack, is it? Let me introduce you to mine.
Also, the script will be to this block wording.
And then there was one. over. That wasn't too bad, was it, Torgal?
Put your hands behind your head. Put your hands behind your head.
Jason, Margaret. It's been a while. Jason? Jason, put your gun down. Go get the car, bring it out front. Yeah, Jason. Let the real cop take it from here.
What the hell?
Don't let him manipulate you again. Jason, we'll make her pay for what she did, okay? Do it. Do it!
I'm telling you, it's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips. Hugo Kupka is dead.
We're seeing troops and mercenaries.
Everybody keep on dying. They ain't never gonna get to the bottom of this. Cecil killed this woman.
Oh, for real?
I don't know if she did it directly, but she had something to do.
Hey.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm meeting with Gary over at Ledge Affairs. It'll fit what I look tomorrow. I'm the new chief strategist for the Speaker of the House.
You're working for Kimbo Hookstratton?
I know, it seems a little outside the box.
A little. She's the head of the Republican Party and you're a card-carrying Democrat.
I'm looking to redefine the plank. I thought a lot about it. With Kirkman as president, the party lights don't seem to mean as much as they used to.
Well, I have a meeting with State. I guess I'll be seeing you.
I guess so.
Good.
Good girl. Yeah!
That's what they call it, a surprise.
All right.
Fighting a good fight.
Better not have eaten it all.
They about to blow up the bridge. They're about to blow up everything. Golden Gate Bridge, the Statue of Liberty, everything.
Previously, designated survivor.
You deserve a rest.
Get back into politics.
Your country needs you, preferably.
You're working for Kimbo Hookstratton. She's the head of the Republican Party and you're a card-carrying Democrat.
Well, Clyde. Looks like there's an Indian niggas on it.
I thought he must get a green data child.
Yeah, that's not
I believe that we have a responsibility to do anything that we can to reduce the level of homelessness. And I think this bill is an important step in that direction.
Are you concerned about political fallout? Tackling such a polarizing issue so early in the show?
No, I think having good laws is more important than political posture. And even though this issue is polarizing,
It should have stayed in its shell.
For that, sir, many observers say the language of the bill is flawed. Can you respond?
Certainly. I think they're right. But if the Senate passes the bill to the House, I will be committed to working with Republicans, Democrats, and Independents
to make sure that we pass a law that will ultimately make us safer.
It's funny, nobody wants back to you.
Oh, he's reaching out now.
I want to remind you.
I'm telling you, it's true. I heard it from
It's about making sure they don't fall into the wrong hands in the first place.
Initial social media response to the bill.
You seem reasonable.
It's still pretty positive considering. We'll make sure the data gets out on all the White House channels, make sure the numbers check out. And in terms of public engagement, Mrs. Kirkman is hosting a roundtable discussion today with a number of stakeholders.
Engagement stuff. Mother's, father's, daughter's, sons, we can never forget that.
Yes, sir. I'll go check on this right now.
Okay, thank you.
Speaking of numbers, sir, we need to get 51 Senate votes in 2 days, which is not going to be easy. The language of the bill is not ideal.
Barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you running errands or something. Just spreading the word.
I have to. But we're going to get you out of it. Diane Hunter, the minority leader, is on her way here shortly. No one's going to back us on this, the Democrats.
Unfortunately, there's only 46 of them.
So, the professor's got a soft side, has she? I never have guessed.
Yes, I did.
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news. Oh, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid.
Keep pressure on the Senate for this bill.
You should tell him.
I wouldn't mention the bill specifically. Today's really just about listening.
You're right.
You don't want to make promises.
I should.
Please don't worry. I have learned.
And I will.
Well, not what I meant.
When you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tongs down at that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave. Very well. I'll suggest it.
Man, boy, Ivy calling me such. He be cracking me up.
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? All yours. Come again. I may have more for you.
Crack the crystal too? You're joking.
Clive. So, will it be? Not bad, if I do say so myself. That it? Fine.
editors started reading books that don't have any pictures. If I don't come up with something soon. All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. The thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts making. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then? Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
I went up to give some breeze.
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
Out with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's Tates. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy, though. And I'll need help. Get Gavinotto in here, will you?
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual saw grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Valcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand coat in the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, we can get this over with. You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these two lucky souls is going with you?
Otto, you're with me.
All right, then. Where do we find this Stardust, and how will we know it when we see it?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
And I'm guessing you'll be needing sackloads of the stuff. Might be worth hiring porters at the Dalimil Inn. I'll head down there. See about finding us a wagon.
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
Yous two take care, eh? I'll go and see this supplier.
Just don't let the bastard fleece you, eh?
He wouldn't do that. He's Blackthorn's mate. Isn't he?
Best of luck.
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
Gone, just like that. And without so much as a by your leave.
What's the matter?
It's my apprentice. He up and vanished while my back was turned. I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that's now short one pair of hands. Loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers, I'm at a loss. Please, will you see if you can find him?
I'll see what I can do. Do you know where he might have gone?
I wouldn't be surprised if he was off somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang. He used to work there, you see. Poor fool left his heart in its hollow.
All right. Then that's where I'll start.
Yes, they're quite my carpets have pride of placing.
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Otto? Sorry I'm late.
Oh, Clive. I had a quick scout about, and I reckon this area's our best bet. Seems Blackthorn's the only one who thinks smithing with his Stardust stuff's a good idea. It's just lying here, waiting for any old fool to fill his boots.
But unlike any old fool, you thought to bring a wagon.
Well spotted. Now get filling.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Otto's getting on.
How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
More than me. Put it all together and I can't see Blackthorn complaining. Much. Here, Clive. Do you fancy a walk? Sid would be proud.
Of what?
Of you, you idiot. The way you've carried on what he started. When we first met, I had you down as a spoilt little puppy who enjoyed nothing more than biting the hand that fed you. But 5 years on, you're the one doing the feeding. So thanks for proving me wrong.
You weren't wrong. But I changed. Thanks to Sid. And thanks to you. When I suggested taking on his name, you were the first to back me. And if you hadn't, no one else would have. I couldn't have done any of this without you, Otto.
Yo, give over. You're making me blush. All I did was choose hope over despair. I gave you a chance, yes, but you're the one who took it. You took a rabble of homeless, hopeless outcasts and put them back on their feet. Gave them something worth fighting for, just like the old Sid did. About time I was heading back, I reckon. All this scrabbling about in the sand's taken its toll on the old pins.
I'll see you back at the hideaway then. You can take a well-earned rest when you get there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. But I'll make sure Blackthorn gets his precious black sand before I put my feet up. He'll only moan otherwise.
Right. Ready to go home, boy? Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to find you.
I am a sorry, selfish sod, aren't I? Certainly not a baker. Master must have ruled the day he took me in. Time was the sight of the Fang used to calm my nerves. But now look at her.
I take it you missed the Mother Crystal.
I hated her, but she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. And when she shattered, part of me shattered with her. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin. But I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touch collapses. My bread's as hollow as I am. She was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me. Oh, I loved her, damn it. But now she's gone. She's never coming back. What am I supposed to do? I ask her. How does a shell of a man learn to live again?
Try to remember the good times. Do that, and the Mother Crystal will be with you no matter where you are.
Even in the bakery? What a fool I've been. Thank you, my friend, thank you. You've opened my eyes. I have to get back there right away. Farewell!
Wait. Suppose you won't be needing an escort then.
Take a sniff, good sir.
Ah, there you are. The man who lit a fire under my wayward apprentice. Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high. He damn near ran me down trying to get to my oven.
Master, it's ready. Behold the Drake's Balm. A truly unique creation.
I dare say it is.
Just look at it. A perfect likeness of the Fang herself. Her steepled peaks, her fulsome spurs, her inviting hollow. True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the Fang without her crater? Why, no Fang at all. And look, inside. She's filled to bursting with a bounty of beautiful crystals. Salt crystals! Master, I have found my purpose. I must use my work here to preserve the memory of the Fang.
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd certainly say you're onto something. Not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck, I might even have a new delicacy on my hands. I don't know how you did it, but you have my thanks.
It would make the finest. Good date? Yeah. See. The crystals we get from the tailor all but worthless.
Ah, Clive. Your timing is exquisite, as always. I have a concern which you may be able to assist me with.
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot of shadowy figures having been sighted outside the village. Rustlings in the undergrowth, suspicious noises. My people fear that they are being watched. It may be no more than a surfeit of nerves, understandable in the current climate, or it may be the prelude to something altogether more dangerous. Given what I hope you'll forgive me calling your nose for trouble, I wondered if you might investigate.
Of course.
Excellent. You might begin by speaking with the good citizens of Lostwing. Listen to their tales, and make what you will of them.
All right. I will.
Hello.
Right. Let's see what the people of the village have to say. I'd better find out if this is just nerves, or something we need to take more seriously.
You alright, Sid? Something on your mind?
There is, actually. Can I ask you something? Quentin tells me people have mentioned shadowy figures out in the woods. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Oh, that. No, sorry, can't help you. I heard the rumours, mind, from the lads working over at the vineyard, but none of them has seen anything either.
All right. Thanks anyway.
The crystals we get from the tail are all but worthless.
Do you have a moment? There's talk of suspicious figures in the woods. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
No, but I've heard something. Sound of scraping metal, like someone sharpening a sword.
Where was this?
In Lorbert's Pass. Was out foraging for herbs when I heard it, screeching out from between the trees. Ran back here as quick as my legs would carry me, and I ain't been back since.
I see. I'll look into it. Thank you. Seems Lorbert's Pass is our best bet, then. What do you say, Torgal? Shall we go and investigate? You there.
Fuck! He's seen us. Get them before they escape!
Black Shields. Here. What the hell are you doing here?
What is it to you? Not that we give a damn. What matters to us is that you don't leave here alive.
Fire and flash!
Why were they here? Are they
planning an attack on Lostwing?
Good day to you.
The crystals we get from the tail are all but worthless.
Clive, how goes the hunt for our sinister figures?
I found some black shields hiding near Lorbert's Pass. They're gone now.
Black shields. The Empress's former bloodhounds. Though they serve another master now. One who means to root out and destroy both me and those I care for. And it would appear the pack has finally caught the scent of its prey. Damn it all. I had hoped I would have more time than this. More time to prepare. But if we are cornered, we have no choice but to bite back. And bite back we shall.
I'm sorry. You're going to need to explain. Who did the Black Shield serve now? And why would that person want you dead?
Because I want him dead.
Who?
The former Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque. All that I have built here is for him.
I don't understand. Why him? Why Lostwing?
I suppose it is better that you know the truth. I was a member of the judiciary once. So sickened was I by the injustice of this world, I swore to fight it. And fight it I did in my own small way. I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against the powerless. And throughout, it was the Lord Chief Justice who backed me, who was my one true ally in the quest to see justice done.
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bearers for sport. I was a fool to think he shared my hatred of venality and vice. His support for me was no more than a facade, a means of ridding himself of his rivals, a mask to hide the rot beneath. I filed suit against him immediately. His response, however, was rather more visceral. He had my entire family slaughtered, and he faced no punishment whatsoever. I lost everything. My loved ones, my livelihood, my position, the faith I had once held that any modicum of justice might be achieved through the courts. So I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him, and slit their throats myself. But the man himself proved an altogether more difficult target. With money and power come protection. And so I saw that I would need an army of my own. I came here to Lostwing and began recruiting like-minded individuals.
And everyone here knows this is why you do what you do.
Of course. They too have lost loved ones to the bearer hunts. Seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty. All under the watchful eye of the Lord Chief Justice. Our wounds are the same. And our cause is the same. We are comrades. And our revenge is already in motion. We know where he hides, how numerous and well-trained his guard. What we did not know until now, however, was that his plans may already be in motion too.
Quentin.
Our time is short. He may move against us at any moment, unless we move against him first. My friends and comrades, it begins. Make ready for war.
Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs. Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
Nice to get out and about for once. Let's do it again sometime, eh?
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn's started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name? Right.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the Mithril engine, in which Mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, If sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
If you're ready, we leave at once.
It's over.
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back. Anybody home? must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go. Slow. The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way. It's over. It's over.
seen troops amassing at every border.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in. If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prism for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Harpocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away. Harpocrates, do you have the moment?
For you, Clive? Always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine? Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragon fire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection it requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obolus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Harpocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive. So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
All right. So, what are we fetching?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
Garlic? Conch shells? Are you sure this is the right list? Looks like the ingredients for someone's supper.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Well, isn't that convenient? I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance. I'll meet you there.
All right. Stay safe.
See you later, Clive.
Good luck with your research. Now, where's Talia?
Keep them pilgers nice and chilled.
Need to stock up on
Won't have you
these.
spoiling it.
There you are, Talia.
Ah, and there you are. We shouldn't have any problems finding what we need in a place like this. But if time is of the essence, perhaps we should split up. Take a few items each.
All right. What shall I look for?
Let's see now. Why don't you take the garlic and the pepio nuts? Meet me by the gate when you've got them.
Oi, don't touch anything. If that's what you want. Go on, take it. Thanks for nothing.
How the hell is anyone supposed to afford that price?
What can I interest you in today? Ah, yes. I trust it's all here.
That should do it. Hopefully Ty is finished too.
Fresh cuts! Come and get up! You'll not find a bruised pippin in the...
Well, did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Job done. We should get this back to Tomes then. He'll be waiting. But we're not in too much of a rush, are we? Quick chat. Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out on an errand together.
I think you might be right.
In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you haven't invited me out once. For shame.
Well, it seemed long overdue. And you did say you had some shopping to do.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them like wildfire. No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the prices these gougers charge.
I'll ask Karen when we get back. What is it?
Oh, just memories. I came here with Sid once, shopping for supplies, just like today. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd speak to Karen for me when we got back. Has it really been 5 years? I remember it as if it was yesterday. Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we met? Feels a lot longer.
It does. In a good way, of course. Thank you, Tyre.
For what?
For everything. I just want you to know that all you've done for us, all you still do, it's appreciated.
Do you think I'd stick around if I thought it wasn't? But in the spirit of sharing and caring, you're appreciated too, by all of us. Well, I think we've tarried long enough. I ought to get these ingredients back to Tomes so he can make up this concoction of his. I'll meet you back at the hideaway, all right?
All right. And thanks again.
I heard you the first time.
I wonder how Harpocrates is getting on with the Moondew. How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course.
Oh, and Clive. It was good to talk. We should do it again sometime.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Harpocrates. Well, I'd better go and give Mid the good news then.
Thanks to Sid. Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Harpocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest salmon you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off, my gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Really?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.